Hello and welcome to Profitable Impact Weekly. We're together in the
Yay,
room.
for once.
Kat's not traveling. I'm so excited. So this week we're going to talk about, is entrepreneurship bad for your health? I'm excited to talk about, this is actually Kat's idea. So I'm excited to hear what she says. We didn't really pre-plan our content this week. But before we get into the content, if you have never met us before, my name is Kim Carson Richards.
I'm Kat Halushka.
And we're the founders of Profitable Impact Academy. We love working with entrepreneurs and business owners to help you leverage the power of your story and public speaking, because it is one of the fastest ways for you to get your message out into the world and generate consistent client leads and revenue.
Yes.
So let's dig in.
So here's the thing, is health came up more recent. Oh, we're going to move the mic closer.
Just in case.
Oh, you can see the mic. Look, isn't that cute? Look, it's like a little bow. All right. So recently it came up that in order for you to be a successful entrepreneur, in order for you to grow your business consistently, health is kind of important, right? And you can hear I'm talking in my nose right now. And so here's the thing. In order for you to be at your highest performance, right? In order for you to perform at your best, at your highest self, is you need to make sure that you take care of your health daily. You need to be at your highest performance physically, because otherwise, when you are running in your business, when you are doing your best, when you're putting out all the energy with your clients, you're taken away from yourself and your body is just not able to process it. And then you end up with a cold.
Not just a cold, but like more serious things too, right? So
yeah.
If you don't know me really well, you probably don't know that back in June, I suffered a minor brain bleed. And it really put me into and Kat was there and had to take me to the hospital. We were actually in Calgary for a business conference. And it kind of really made me take a step back. And there were two things I realized that I had been doing. And one was that I was always pushing. I kind of had this mindset that once the money was like flowing really fast and easy, then I could look after myself, right? But until I'm going to push, because I know if I just push like a little bit harder, then that'll be like the day that everything just starts to work really easily, right? And instead of being in the energy of like what we're creating, because we have really big dreams and plans for our business. And if I wait until we hit 1 million to look after myself, it literally would kill me. And so now what I really have to do every day is, if I'm that $1 million earner, how would I be looking after myself and getting into the energy of that right now? And also the second thing. So if you're watching Alexander, I'm going to give you a shout out. And if Jen, you're watching, you tell Alexander, give him a shout out. So we worked with this really awesome business coach, Alexander Ford. And he, after I suffered the brain bleed, I was doing a session with him and he gave me like a really big wake up call when he said, the universe isn't going to gift you with $1 million business if it's going to kill you in the process.
Yeah.
And that really made me take a step back and look at how I had been disrespecting my body and like kind of saying to the universe, it's not as worthy as my business, because I really had not been looking after myself. And so now, like, that's a really big thing. I don't want entrepreneurship to kill me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to kill me. And yes, it gives me so many amazing things that I love. Freedom to be with my family, freedom to take really cool business trips. Like we went to California together. But if my body is not performing at its peak capability because I'm killing myself in the process to achieve that freedom, it's totally not worth it.
Yes. And so we encourage you to revisit your priorities. If you're making your family and your business your first priorities at the top of the list, that means that you're going to be the last, which means, are you actually going to be able to support your family the way they need to and support your business the way it needs to if you really come in the last in that priority list?
Yeah, absolutely.
And chances are something is going to happen. Hopefully it's something really minor that will just slap you across the face and remind you that, hey, you got to take care of yourself there, girl or guy. But the thing is, why wait? Why? I personally, so first, Kim, and the situation that happened with her. She ended up in a hospital. And last week, one of my mentors ended up in a hospital. And the message that I hear from the universe is, hey, if you don't do anything right now, you're next. And so I'm really prioritizing myself and making sure that I take care of myself first. Because if I'm not there, then the business is not going to be there, and I'm not going to be able to create ripples of impact in the world. And so I know that everything is going to start from me and go outwards. So I want to make sure that everything that comes from me is healthy. Everything that comes from me with full power, and I can produce that. And in order to do that, I mean, first of all, I got to take care of this cold. But for example, some of the things that you can do, right, is as simple as spend the first 2 hours of your day doing something for yourself. Now, health is not just this typical idea of eat well and work out. You also got to take care of your mind, of your soul. So what can you do every morning that you actually enjoy, right? The emotional health is there too, that will put you in a state of happiness, of joy, without you hustling and remembering that you got to check this email and go on social and post about your business and get the next client and all of those things, right? What can you do for yourself every morning? Yeah, maybe that means that you wake up just a little bit early every morning and you just spend time with yourself. I read books. This is like something I really enjoy. Every morning I read for half an hour a personal development book or business development book, and for half an hour fiction, because it sparks my creativity. So what do you like to do? Start thinking about that. Create a list. Maybe spice it up so you don't get bored, right? I know the power of habits, but the power of habit can be just doing something for yourself, and then you do something different for yourself every single day. So really focus on how can you create the energy? How can you create the ability for yourself to stay true and authentic to yourself without sacrificing? Because the thing is, if you are sacrificing, then you are sacrificing everything else too. So if you're sacrificing yourself, you're sacrificing in your business, you're sacrificing in your family. And then what's the point of having this freedom of being an entrepreneur if you're sitting there and all you feel is regret, and all you feel is resentment, and all you feel is like you sacrifice things in your life? I tell you right now, I talk to a lot of multi-million-dollar earners and higher, and I have never seen them force the next client to sign up with them or force themselves to go on social media. They do it because they want to, because they're inspired. And in reality, it's just being in flow with your life, being in flow with your business. That's actually kind of a theme that transpired for Kim and myself in our business, is how can we make our business in flow with what we want? Fun, right? How can we make it in the way that it doesn't feel like we're pushing? Because pushing a boulder up the hill is not fun.
Yeah.
Not for me anyway. Yeah. But that's probably because I'm not in fitness.
Absolutely. And so like when we talk about ideas, we look for things that feel energetically in alignment with what we want to create and fun. Not we're going to do this thing because some guru said you should, right? Yeah. So like, and being in flow doesn't mean we're not working, right? Having fun doesn't mean we're not working. We still hustle to build our business, but we don't do anything that feels like we're pushing extraneously, because that's usually your intuition, like mirroring back to you that this is not the direction you're meant to be going in. And since we've done that, like just everything shifted. It's enjoyable to work, whether you feel motivated or not, because we're having fun creating what we're creating. I want to just tip back really quick, because I know if there's any mamas. So I'm a mom, Kat is not. So she mentioned she spends 2 hours in the morning on her morning routine, right? Looking after herself. So if you're a mom, I get it. You're probably like, I ain't got time like that. Okay. I want to share with you my morning routine. So my daughter gets up at 7. I get up, I get her breakfast, and I get her set up. And then I take 25 minutes for myself, where I will meditate for 10 minutes. I will journal, and I will do some reading. And the reason I do that is because, yes, it's so important to look after yourself. We hear this term all the time, self-care. But for me, the really true aha came outside of obviously the health thing that I talked about already. I had watched this TED Talk, and it was a psychologist talking about how, we get up every day and we brush our teeth and we brush our hair and we have these hygiene habits, but we do not look after our mental hygiene. And he said, you should do something every day to look after your mental hygiene. So for me, it's those 3 things: meditation, journaling, and doing a little bit of reading, whether it's for fun, like fiction, or for self-growth, like a business development book. And I have to say, like, I focused really hard, Kat knows this, like for about, I'm probably about halfway through 60 days, where it's like every morning, this is my routine, because it becomes a feeling of freedom when it becomes ingrained as a habit. You no longer feel like you have to try, because it's just, this is part of my morning routine. This is my habit. And you do it every day. When it becomes so ingrained in your subconscious mind, it no longer feels like work. And you don't have to think about like, well, I'm doing this self-care thing. It's just like, here are the steps I go through when I get up in the morning, right? And so you can, in the nooks and crannies of being a mom, because I get it, being a mom and an entrepreneur is very demanding, find those nooks and crannies. Where can you find, maybe you don't do it all in 25 or 30 minutes, find 10 minutes 3 times through the day where you can implement these routines for yourself, where you're looking after your own mental health. It is so, so important. Like all of my one-on-one clients now, that's like, okay, what are the habits you're going to create? Because good habits, we spend so much time focusing on bad habits, right? Like, especially with health, it's like, oh, I have really bad habits eating, but we don't really think about very consciously, like, what are my good habits and what new ones do I want to build? And that's where I've been filling in my gaps. It's like, what are my new good habits?
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who are like me and you don't have children to keep you accountable and busy, find an accountability partner. Find someone who's just like you. They're on the same path. They have similar goals. They want to improve their life. They want to improve their business. They want to spend more time on themselves, and create a system for that. Me and my good friend Kayla, we recently started a little challenge between each other. And it's a tracking sheet. There's several things because we have similar health goals. And so we give each other points. So it's really like a game. So if you eat well 3 times a day, you get points. If you exercise every day, you get points. If you do personal development every day, you get points. For mental health activities, you get points. So it's really, instead of always feeling like you're sacrificing something or taking something away from your schedule or from your life, we really, every night we sit down and we're like, hey, how did it go? How many points did you get? What can you do to improve, right? Or even just celebrating that today was like, bang on, I want more days like that. But at the end, we put something on the line that was significant for each other. And when we decided, okay, well, it's going to be between 2 of us, and whoever gets the most points, what do you win? And we kind of jokingly just said $1,000. And then we laughed, and then we looked at each other and we're like, actually, that's significant enough to actually motivate us. And so we decided that we set the date, and by that date, whoever has the most points, the other person gives them $1,000. And I mean, you don't have to go that drastic. That would motivate us, but find something that you get at the end, and it could be just reward for yourself, right? Yeah. So what are you gonna get yourself, or what are you gonna do for yourself if you reach your goal? I used the reward system for myself for a very long time. And it doesn't have to be hard. So it's a 3-point system. You set yourself 3 goals, essentially, right? So goal number 1 is if you do incredible. So say if your goal is getting clients, you're going to be like, next month, I'm going to get, 10 clients. And that's like, oh my God, amazing for you. So, and that's the first one, right? So the second one is going to be if you get only 2 clients, and that's kind of like, it's still good. So you still can achieve that goal, but it's like super realistic goal. It's something that you can do. And essentially for each one of those, you're going to choose the according reward. So if you get 10 clients, perhaps that's making you more money. So you buy yourself something you've been wanting to buy for a very long time, or you take yourself on a trip, right? And then the goal of 2 clients. So that's something that you do regularly. Maybe you just, take yourself out for dinner. So something you still enjoy, right? And so the third one, and that's the underachievers, I call it. So that's if you don't get any clients, or if you get only 1, and that's just unacceptable for you. You're going to do a punishment there. So that one's not a reward. That one is a punishment. So say next month, you have You get 10 clients, you get 2 clients, or you get no clients. And the no clients, what's the punishment? That's usually taking away something from your life that's getting in the way of you getting clients. For me, it was Netflix. I canceled Netflix for 30 days. And oh my goodness, I never thought I was that addicted, but not having access, it really, but in the same time, that freed up so much time that I didn't even think I was spending on Netflix before, but I knew that that's standing in the way of me actually getting those clients. It was taking up way too much time, mental capacity, right? And so just changing that one thing, creating that reward system and a punishment helped me so much. Actually just put in place some of the habits that I need in order to be successful, right? And I mean, you can apply that system anywhere. Again, it's just simple 3-point system, but you can just create a sheet for yourself and put it on your mirror, put it in front of your desk where you can see it all the time. So every time you're tempted to, I don't know, go on a binge watch of kittens and puppies, you're like, is this going to serve my goal, or am I going to get myself in a punishment? So it's going to help you keep yourself on track. So it's like a simple way of keeping yourself accountable. But really, accountability partners work so great. And if you really struggle connecting with people, you don't have people in your life perhaps just yet who align with your goals and who are on the same path, I would really consider hire a coach. This is really, it's a higher investment, but I find that when people invest in themselves, they're more committed to executing and actually getting to their goals. So it's double-sided, right? First, it is a higher investment, but in the same time, you know that your commitment goes up as well.
Yes, totally agree. So I would love to know, what routines have you implemented as an entrepreneur to look after your mental health, your physical health, right? What are those things you're doing for yourself? Share in the comments. Maybe you'll give us some ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm intrigued by Kat's point system. I would love to know if you guys have ever tried anything like that.
Yeah.
Or if you try it, let us know. So if you watch this on the replay, let us know you were here. Drop us a comment, drop us some love hearts. We're always happy to know who was watching. And remember, we will be here next week, same day, same time. And I just want to we're going to do something next week is Black Friday week.
Oh,
so we're working on something, a special offer. So I'm really excited because we only do things we're excited about.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Keep an eye out. We'll be launching details on that very soon. If you were with us live and the comments just aren't showing up on the screen, I'm sorry. And we're glad you're here. We always love having you guys. So thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Have an amazing day.
Create impact.